And welcome back to coverage of Grand Prix Providence here from Rhode Island. I'm Marshall Sutcliffe in the booth with Jacob Van Lunen. There we go, and we've got our last round here, round 16 of the tournament. This is going to determine, after the dust settles on this round, Jake, we're going to have our top 4 competitors, and right now we have 2 of the top teams from this weekend in the feature match area.
Yeah, here we are. We're watching Andrew Brown, Eugene Hwang, and Jiaxin Tao as they battle against Max McCullough, Ari Lax, and Alexander John. Brown, Hwang, and Tao were the only team to make it through the first 10 rounds, the pseudo day 1, partially day 2 period, with an untarnished record.
That's right.
So they've managed to make it all the way here. Now, super deep after all these rounds of draft, and they're still right here playing for the top 4.
Yep. All right, looks like players are, there was a mulligan here potentially for Matt McCullough.
All right, and decides to keep the hand.
Okay, leads with the swamp and a Golgari Gilgate on the other side. Let's see how these boards develop here. These are super important matches for these players, as the winner of this could determine who makes the top 4 and who doesn't. All right, looks like a Metropolis Sprite to start things out for Andrew here. And on the other side, it's a 2-drop. Oh, maybe it's a 3. He's going to upgrade. All right, Golgari Keyrune. He's going to continue to develop his board and his mana base here as opposed to casting a 2. All right, pump the Metropolis Sprite, hit you for 2, and follow up with another 2. It's a Gutter Skulk this time. All right. Oh, this is Ari Lax here, actually, on the left-hand side, and Eugene Huang, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Ari with the signature dinosaur deck. He loves ramping into 5 and 6 drops in limited.
Okay, well, he has set up a nice beefy ramp strategy here. He's got a Zertod Druid, which is going to be active next turn. Is going to allow him to have 7 mana available if he hits his land drop. So he could start playing some huge, beefy monsters on his side. If he can get to that point, Eugene Huang attacks with both. He's going to pump up his Metropolis Sprite to make sure he gets in for maximum damage, which he does for 4 here. He's going to drop him down to 14, and we see Disciple of the Old Ways for Eugene Huang. And here's the first of the big dinosaurs. One of my favorites here, Maze Abomination. I think this card's excellent. Also, it's going to give that Zertod Druid Death Touch so it can jump in the front of some big scary something and block. It has Death Touch itself, too.
Yeah. Now, Eugene has a Putrefy, which undoes a lot of the work that Ari Lax put into getting that Maze Abomination onto the table as fast as possible.
Well, that's not very nice, is it? There it is, Putrefy your Maze Abomination, Ari, and Ari just has a quick glance at his hand and says, well, that was kind of my big play, though.
Yeah, that was the plan.
He doesn't really have any reasonable blocks here either, and there's going to be a pump. Take 6. Ari Lax is going to drop down to 8. He is going to get a hit in with the Zertod Druid there. Does he have another big fatty to play here? I see you just drew an adaptive Snapjaw.
Yeah, it looks like he's a Tenement Crasher, too. So, yeah, he's just the dinosaur deck.
He is. Wow, crash at you, he says.
Wow, that is...
He's not leaving it back to block.
That is an interesting choice of... Wow.
So what is going on here? A chump block from the Druid. Right now, Ari Lax is completely tapped out here. Says, I'm going to pump that thing, take 4. I'll shoot you for 1, bring you down to 13.
Yeah, and Ari falls down to 4 now. And it looks like Eugene has...
Okay, he's going to play a Grim Rouseabout, but he says no unleash for it because it looks like he's certainly got Eugene Huang's attention here as he's like, I don't think I really want to try to mess around. If you've got some Armed and Dangerous or something to try to kill me, doesn't want to give him the chance to die to that.
Oh, it looks like he also has a trick here. It's another Putrefy.
Is it another Putrefy? Wow,
yeah.
He got 2 of them?
His deck doesn't look too bad.
No, and that's going to do it. Ari Lax falls to Eugene Huang in this first match. We'll jump over to one of the other ones. Looks like table C is still rolling here. Alexander John versus Jiaxin Tao on the bottom there.
And that cheap unconditional spot removal, stuff like Putrefy, especially when you're backing up 2-drop creatures with it, that's just so strong against a deck like Ari's.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, this probably the best removal in the set. I mean, there's just not a whole lot else that is instant speed and unconditional like that.
It's an uncommon, easy first pick.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome to get 2 of it.
All right, so Rakdos Ragemut looks like it's paralyzed here under the grasp of an aura from Jaichen Tao, and a follow-up play is the Spawn of Rixmati. It's not unleashed, not how you normally would want to do that, but it happens sometimes, and it's still a reasonable 5/3. 2 birds attacking in the air.
And it looks like Shaijin Zhao. Did Alexander draw extra cards this game with something like a Thought Flare? Because it seems like Shaijin Zhao must have mulliganed or something, because he's way behind on the count here. Cyclops coming down. Ooh, and a dagger drawn in.
Okay.
So
looks like the life totals are at parity here, but Alexander does have the 5/3 on the board, and I think Jaichen Tao's just passed the turn back here.
Yeah.
He wants to do some blocking.
And who can blame him at this point? I mean, he's going to want to put a bird and a crosstown courier in front of that spawn, and he's going to want to put a bird in front of that dagger drone imp.
Yeah.
Looks like he might also have a smite.
Yeah, I see that too.
Looks like he's
So
just got
Alexander
2 lands
drawn,
and a smite.
Yeah, he's cycled one of his clue stones, and he's going to play a street sweeper. Oh man, I haven't seen one of those all weekend.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, not the greatest card, but sometimes you play it.
Sometimes you play
it.
Ideally, you never play
all I have to say about that.
Yes. All right, so let's see what Jaichen Tao has here. He's got an armored, no, not an armored transport, a hostage snare squad out of the board. Okay.
I've seen people sideboard it in against like double Debtor's Pulpit decks and things like that. You know,
it sweeps both sides of the street.
Whoosh, 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 whoosh. That's my sound effect for it sweeping the street.
All right, let's see what Alex has. He's got a Demir Charm to take out the Hazda Snare Squad, and that resolves. That's going to get a trigger on the Nivik Cyclops, and it's going to line up a nice big attack here. And there they are. 3 of them crashing in, a 4/6, a 5/3, and a 4/4. Normally Nivik Cyclops can't attack because it has Defender, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it gets +3/+0, and it can attack until end of turn as if it didn't have Defender. So he's hitting hard here for 13. And still the same blocks are happening. I suppose we're going to smite the Street Sweeper. We do indeed.
Yep.
And these things trade off. 4 damage coming in. It's going to bring Tao down to 8 and leave him with just a bird token left. Facing down, well, not too bad. A Nivik Cyclops, which is, usually has Defender, and a Dagger Drone Imp. Okay, well, this could count too. There's a Keening Apparition, and I believe his Vassal Soul has also been paralyzed.
Yeah, you could definitely just rebuy that flyer.
Yeah. Looks like he decides not to for now, though.
Yeah, I mean, if by any chance Alexander tries to use some sort of removal spell on the Keening Apparition, then, or has to for any reason, then he's going to get a ton of value out of sacrificing it and saving the Vassal Soul.
I mean, that's true, but also the Keening Apparition's just doing nothing right now, and that Vassal Soul represents a clock, yeah.
It's true.
Wow, Urbis Protector is going to make a 4/4 flying angel token when it enters the battlefield here, and we're going to see a clock generated very quickly. Big pile of tokens to go through. There's quite a few in this set. And he missed it.
There, I think it was there.
Yeah, I think I saw it too.
Choose a different one.
All right, so it's going to be, there it is, an angel token. It's a 4/4 with flying, and it's going to get immediately Grizzly Spectacled, which is going to trigger the Nivik Cyclops as well.
Oh, lots of good cards there.
Oh, geez. Doesn't really matter, but it is something to take note of here.
Well, I mean, the Keymaster Rogue would have been absurd because he could have returned the Urbis Protector back to his hand.
All right, so he did get some value there out of the Keening Apparition. He threw it in front of the 4/4 Nivik Cyclops and then saved a Vassal Soul, so he got something out of it.
That's pretty good, actually.
That isn't too bad, especially because that Urbis Protector can actually attack this turn if he wants it to.
Yeah.
Those don't often get into the red zone, but usually just their angel friend does. All right, so I think he's going to play a Clue Stone. Looks like he's lining up mana so that he can immediately just crack it here. That's what he does. Draws his card off of it.
Got a blue card.
Yeah, which is unfortunate as he doesn't have any more blue sources untapped right now. But
Still probably just happy to have a card to cast next turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, he's just going to attack for 3 damage. He wants to leave that bird back to get in the way of the Dagger Drome Imp. He knows that if he attacked with the bird, then the imp just hits him back. He loses a life, and the damage that he got in with the bird is nullified anyway, so there's no point in attacking with it there.
He definitely wants to trade with that imp if possible.
Yeah, this is 11.
Oof.
Is it a pit fight?
It is.
Ooh, a pit fight's going to take out the bird, and this is the 3rd turn in a row that Nivik Cyclops has turned from a 3/4 into a 4/4. Does he have another one? Wow, that is going to be a 7/3 Nivik Cyclops now.
That's it.
And I think that's the game.
Yeah, that is the game.
Jaishin Tao needs to have something to get in the way of that Cyclops, as it's going to be a 7/3. Stolen Identity is a sorcery, right? So there you go. There's a 4/4. And that's exactly 8 damage right there. So Alexander John takes down game 1 for his team. And
Those
it
are
looks
some
like
strong cards he was playing.
Yeah, Max McCullough has also won his first game here. So Alexander John and Matt McCullough take down theirs. Eugene Hwang beats Ari Locks in the first one.
Ooh, and Hammer of Bogarden shenanigans going down.
It does look like that. And a pit fight too? Jeez. We just came into this sequence right at the end there, but that Pyrewild Shaman looks like it is getting blood rushed and then pit fought and then didn't have enough mana to get it back, but Angelic Edict is going to take down the 2/4, and there's 3 damage, 1 short, and Andrew Brown goes up a life thanks to the key rune, and that unfortunately for Matt cannot block that Rakdos Cackler. Just doesn't have it in him to block.
Yeah.
He can attack with it. He can trigger his Pyrewild Shaman, get it back, recast it, but he's going to be dead. Oh, he's going to Blood Rush during combat.
Yeah, you took 2, down to 14. Yeah.
So what just happened?
You know, I'm not really sure. What he said was,
no, that doesn't work. How did the Pyrewild Shaman, how did it come back?
well, he said that during combat he brought it back. But doesn't it
Well,
have
how did
to
he bring it
do
back? It has to
damage?
do damage to bring it back.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, he brought it back and then he blood rushed it in order to, so that it was big enough to pit fight. But it deals
Yeah.
damage and then it's still in
But he
combat.
said it was a 5/3. Oh, so what you can do is there's the end combat step.
End of combat step, so it's still attacking.
So the damage happened, right, it's still
Yes,
in combat.
still
Now that
attacking.
damage won't get through to Andrew, but it will, it is eligible to be blood rushed at that stage. And that's what he did. So that makes sense because that got it big enough.
So
that
how did
he
he
could
pit?
take out
He
the
pit
threat.
fought again?
Yes, he pit fought again.
Oh, okay.
You effectively take 1 down to 13. I'm going to pay to return this guy.
And he's going to pay to return that guy, and he's just going to recast him here.
It was on his rage, not last.
Wow.
I will block.
So here's an attack, and I just heard Matt say, I will block.
Yeah.
Good choice, Matt. Death is not a reasonable option here. All right, so we're going to cycle a clue stone right away. Attack you for 2. He's got to leave back the Burning Tree Emissary. He's going to return this Pyrewild Shaman, and he's getting some pretty serious value out of that Shaman this game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the card is absurd. Have you played with it?
I have, but I've just
So
never
good.
been able to get into a loop like this where I've returned it multiple times. I just feel like I never have the time. He certainly has. We've seen him
Yeah.
return it like 3 or 4 times.
In like as many turns.
Yeah. So it looks like he's making a decision here. He can certainly just recast the Pyrewild Shaman, double block the, which would represent a double block for the key rune and prevent it from attacking if he wanted.
I don't think I would have played. No, absolutely.
And he's just going to play a Gore Clan, a Gorehouse Chainwalker, but no leash.
I'm going to pile shuffle and make sure none of my cards are marked already.
All right, is that an Ubulsar Gatekeepers again?
It is?
Does he have 2 gates? I see 1.
Yes, he has 2.
Where's the other one?
Yes, the Azoria skill gate all the way at the bottom.
Down at the bottom. Okay, yep.
Just double checking to make sure I don't have any marked cards. You do actually have 2 gates. You broke and I don't have any. There's a lot of lands over there. Yeah.
Wow, and he's going to follow up with an Elmer there. That's an Axebane Stag as a 6/7, much, much bigger than anything else on the battlefield here. And Matt McCullough needs to find a way to get through that.
He does have a Pyrewild.
All right, here's an attack from Rakdos Cackler. It's going to get blocked by the 2/4. And there's a Giant Growth to take down. Wow, to take down the 2/4. And still, Matt McCullough has enough blockers to not die, even in the face of that key rune. Although we are in chump block territory here, unfortunately. And both of these creatures are going to be dead. They both die. He's going to gain a life, go back up to 13, and this could be it here for the second game between Matt McCullough and Andrew Brown. It's a Tithe Drinker as well.
He's a 1, and it's a Tithe Drinker.
Yeah, and it's a Tithe Drinker, and that's going to do it. Didn't have it, so they equalize there at 1 game apiece.
Let me just count once more here.
And we get a quick look at the table here. On the right-hand side, you see Ari Lax in the middle there.
Yep, you got this.
I'm pretty impressed with how Matt McCullough played that game and how fast he did all those pit fight shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because that was,
I mean,
pretty
he's
advanced play, that end of combat.
Yeah, that's true.
For once, I'd be
Powerwild play after combat damage.
the easy back being like, easy back involving ridiculous interactions of blood rushing a Pyrewild Shaman post-combat. Or not post-combat.
There's always security watching to make sure that everything's okay here at Magic Tournaments. You see in the background?
Yep. We got one watching our booth too, just to make sure.
One of his blue cards I should have known about is a break blue card. I should have
Okay, we see that Nivik Cyclops, and wow, turn 5 here.
just let you know.
Turn 5 on the play, you get a nice
Urbis
4/4
Protector
flyer.
again. Yeah, 4/4 flyer, turn 5 on the play is pretty darn nice here for Jai Chen Tao. It looks like he's looking to try to equalize, to put a whole bunch of 1s up on our screen there. We could have 3 game 3s going at the same time potentially here. All right, that looks like a warped physique to take out the, yeah, he's got 5, so that's going to take down that angel. It's also going to activate the Nivik Cyclops and let it attack for 4. It doesn't take too many hits before that Cyclops just eats your life total away. It looks so
And he looks to have
innocuous.
a lot of spells in his deck too. He has the stolen
does.
identity. He has stolen identity in hand too,
which
so
is a lot like a creature, but it's
Which
actually
is
a spell.
extremely scary when you've got Urbis Protector on the other side of the table.
Yeah, especially as just a 1/1 when you're not getting the angel out of the deal here. All right, Agellan Sphinx for Jai Chen Tao is going to definitely hold that Nivik Cyclops at bay, or at least make Alex play not only 1 spell but 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana Does he have a land drop this turn? Or is it going to be like a clue stone? No, he's going to pilfered plants to try to hit that land drop. Again triggering that Cyclops just over and over. He did hit a land, but it's a Boros Guildgate, so unfortunately he won't get to play that second Nivik Cyclops in his hand this turn, but Runner's Bane's going to do a nice job of taking down that Jellan Sphinx. And again, another attack for 4 here from this Cyclops. His deck seems to be built and ready.
He's got the Cyclops deck.
He does. He's got another one in his hand, too.
That's pretty awesome. It's not too easy to assemble the Cyclops deck.
No, it's easy to assemble a bunch of Cyclopses and get some value here and there, but it looks like he's got a deck,
yeah,
you know, built around it here. All right, so is that a Gleam of Battle?
It is.
Okay, so that could be a game breaker as the game goes long.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
You know, it's not a great card, but if the board stalls out or if you have a whole bunch of small creatures, it can really change the complexion of the board state here, as we see that Urbis Protector already growing.
The problem is that Alexander is about to Stolen Identity.
I know, and he's also going to be able to put it on the Cyclops if he wants and make Jai Chen Tao chump block, unless he wants to face down another Urbis Protector chump block. And that's pretty important here. Even though normally you wouldn't really mind that much because, whatever, it's just a crosstown courier, every creature on Jai Chen Tao's board is super important at this point. All right, he's just going to Nivik Cyclops to kill it. And then he's going to play a post Rage Mutt, which is going to be another 7 damage, and he's also going to gain 3 life coming back off this. And he says, you know what, I'm not afraid of your Gleam of Battle here. You've only got 1 creature on board, and that Gleam of Battle doesn't attack or block. It's not like that thing's going to kill anybody. And he just says, I'm just going to accept the fact that you're going to get a slightly better Urbis Protector, and I'm going to make you pay for it here. Paralyzing Grasp is going to lock down the Rage Mutt once again, and there's 3 damage now coming in. Is he going to pull the trigger on the Stolen Identity now? He is. Stolen Identity. Copy your Urbis Protector. He says trigger the Nivik Cyclops. Put it on the Nivik Cyclops. The coast is completely clear. There's only 2 white mana available. Nothing can kill this. And he's going to attack, and he's going to get another one. It's going to trigger. It was 4 damage. It brings Jai Chen Tao down to 5, and it looks like Alexander John has put himself in prime position here to take the first match of this critical round 16 here at GP Providence. All right, here it is. He just instantly shipped the turn back, and that's going to do it. Attack with everybody. You're dead.
It's not over yet.
It is not over yet, though. Alexander John has won his match, so he has put the pressure on 2 different Game 3s here, and Ari Lax or Matt McCullough just needs to come up with the win in either one, and their team will advance to the top 4. They're currently ranked 1st out of the whole entire tournament, so with the victory here, they would lock their spot in the top 4.
Now we need to get these life totals updated. This is... not quite correct at the exact moment, but yeah, this game does not look... Ooh, 4? This game is...
Is Eugene Huang at 4? This might also be about to finish, so let's just stick here for a minute, Rusty, because by the looks of it, Eugene's going to need to come up with something pretty sweet here. A 1/1 regenerator with no mana to regenerate it is a decent start, but it might not be enough here. Ari Lax, sleeveless. Not his shirt. Attacking with both. Oh, what is this? A Putrefy is going to take down the Adaptive Snapjaw. Okay, it says he's at 11. Yeah, we can go to the other one.
Yeah, we can go to the other one. This is not almost done.
This is not almost done. It takes a few minutes to get the life totals updated because when we switch matches, they have to redo it. Hopefully we can get life totals updated here. Matt McCullough on the left-hand side versus Andrew Brown. Andrew Brown with no relevant permanents on the board right now. Could be some type of a color situation. Andrew's at 2. Andrew's at 2 and Matt McCullough's at 20, so things are looking very, very good for Ari Lax and company here to advance to the top 4.
Andrew at 2, it doesn't really.
And he says, I guess you got it, and that's going to do it. You can hear the high fives echoing throughout the building as they secure their spot in the top 4. Ari Lax, Alexander John, Matt McCullough, they're our first confirmed top 4 competitor here.